Chosen ones, time slips faster than you realize, and forces beyond your sight are shaping the path beneath your feet. I am Xia Hing Yi, and today, a warning reaches you that cannot wait. Within the shadows of everyday life, subtle currents of energy twist and turn, influencing thoughts, decisions, and even destiny itself. Few ever notice them, yet these unseen threads can determine the rise or fall of the most vigilant soul. In this video, you will uncover the hidden principles that govern mastery over the mind and spirit. You will learn how the Shaolin approach to stillness, discipline, and observation reveals dangers long before they appear. Secrets of timing, long guarded in ancient teachings, will show why a single moment of delayed awareness can cascade into unnecessary struggle. Every choice, every thought, every silent impulse carries weight far beyond what is visible. There are whispers in history, stories of those who sensed danger but acted too late, and others who moved with quiet precision, untouched by chaos because they had learned the art of subtle awareness. We will explore these stories and draw lessons for life today, showing you how mastery begins not with power but with perception. By the end of this journey, you will carry knowledge that sharpens intuition, strengthens inner discipline, and cultivates a presence that notices what most cannot. You will see why the chosen path demands vigilance, and why your attention is the first and most powerful tool for survival and growth. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, where ancient wisdom meets the discipline of the present. Subscribe now to join this path of awareness, mastery, and quiet strength. Stay with me, and the warning you receive today may very well change everything. Silence is not empty, it is alive with truth waiting to be heard. The first lesson for every chosen one begins here, in stillness. In the heart of the Shaolin temple, masters sit in quiet meditation, yet their minds are sharper than the finest blade. They teach that stillness is not surrender or inaction, it is the art of pausing with purpose. When the world rushes forward, storms of thought and emotion cloud perception, the mind becomes a battlefield, and every impulse carries the risk of error. Shaolin practice trains the disciple to step back, to breathe, and to allow clarity to rise from within. It is in these moments of deliberate pause that subtle truths whisper themselves, truths invisible to those who move only with reaction. Stillness is a lens. Through it, you begin to see the hidden patterns that guide your life, the fleeting energies, the unnoticed signs, the small shifts that determine consequence. Each thought becomes visible without judgment, each feeling observed without attachment. In this quiet observation, the mind learns to distinguish the fleeting from the essential, the illusion from the reality that truly matters. This is not mere meditation for comfort. It is a strategy, a way to navigate life with precision and grace. The Shaolin master teaches that every action taken from stillness carries strength, direction, and purpose. A calm mind is not passive, it is vigilant. It senses danger before it arrives, it hears the whispers of wisdom amid the noise, and it moves decisively when the moment calls. Through stillness, the chosen one learns to listen, not only to the world, but to the currents of their own spirit. The practice of observing without interference, of knowing without clinging, transforms the ordinary mind into a silent warrior, ready to act with insight and clarity. Discipline is the quiet forge where the spirit is shaped. In the early hours of the Shaolin temple, monks rise before dawn, not because it is easy, but because mastery demands repetition, attention, and commitment. Every movement, every breath, every stance is practiced until it becomes second nature, not for show, but to train the body to serve the mind. True self-mastery begins in these small, deliberate acts. Thoughts are watched, words are measured, and actions are taken with awareness. Each moment becomes an opportunity to strengthen inner resilience. The mind learns to resist impulse, to remain steady when chaos arrives, and to act with clarity instead of reaction. Discipline is the thread that binds intention to action, creating a life of coherence and purpose. It is easy to confuse discipline with restriction. The Shaolin way shows that it is not limitation but liberation. By practicing control over what is fleeting, desires, distractions, untrained emotions, the mind finds space to see clearly. The one who is disciplined is free from the storms of uncertainty, guided by an inner compass that knows the path even when the world shifts around it. Daily rituals, however small, build this power. A mindful stance, a controlled breath, a repeated gesture, all are bricks in the foundation of self-mastery. Over time, what once required effort becomes instinct, and instinct carries the wisdom of years of careful attention. In this way, discipline becomes more than habit, it becomes identity. The body, trained with patience, strengthens the mind, strengthened, tempers the spirit, and the spirit, disciplined, moves through life unshaken, aware of the currents beneath the surface, prepared to respond with precision, courage, and insight. Danger rarely announces itself with thunder. Often it drifts quietly, hidden in the corners of thought, a whisper of doubt, a shadow of fear. The chosen ones learn to notice these subtle currents before they become storms. In the silence of mindful observation, the mind begins to see the unseen, the subtle manipulations, the fleeting temptations, the small cracks where weakness could grow. Ancient Shaolin wisdom teaches that awareness is the first line of defense. By watching thoughts and emotions without judgment, the practitioner recognizes patterns that signal imbalance. A fleeting worry, a repeated distraction, or a surge of anger can all point to unseen influences trying to disrupt harmony. These are not weaknesses to be shamed, but signs to be understood, examined, and addressed with calm vigilance. Mindfulness becomes a lantern in darkness. With consistent self-observation, early warnings emerge before damage takes root. The monk who notices tension in the body, a flicker of fear in the mind, or the subtle sway of desire, can act before the threat manifests externally. Prevention in this sense is mastery. It is choosing clarity over chaos, preparation over reaction. The path of the chosen one is not marked by battles fought after harm arrives, but by the quiet, disciplined vigilance that prevents harm from gaining strength. Each moment of awareness fortifies the mind and spirit, creating a sanctuary where impulses are seen and addressed, not blindly followed. In this way, danger loses its power. It cannot move freely in a mind that observes itself, a spirit that recognizes its own shadows, and a heart attuned to subtle currents of life. Through this practice, the chosen ones develop a natural armor, not of steel, but of presence, steady, discerning, and prepared. The unseen becomes visible, the early warning signals clear, and the mind learns that the greatest strength lies not in reaction but in foresight. When the mind, body, and spirit move in discord, life becomes a constant struggle, like wind against a fragile sail. The chosen ones learn that true mastery begins with alignment, a harmony where every thought, every action, and every intention flows toward the highest purpose. Shaolin teachings emphasize that inner unity is not accidental. It is cultivated through disciplined practice, mindful reflection, and honest observation of the self. A life out of alignment carries invisible friction. Decisions feel heavy, paths seem blocked, and opportunities slip by unnoticed. Restlessness fills the heart when the spirit whispers one truth but the mind chases another. The Shaolin approach teaches that this tension is not punishment but a signal, a call to pause, reflect, and restore balance. Through meditation, mindful action, and disciplined attention, the practitioner learns to bring the body, mind, and spirit into resonance, allowing energy to flow freely and purposefully. Alignment reveals clarity that the distracted mind cannot perceive. When the spirit is attuned to its true calling, subtle signs in life become visible, moments of guidance, opportunities, and insights that were previously obscured. Actions become deliberate, decisions become instinctively right, and challenges are met with calm resilience. The inner compass grows unerring, guiding the chosen one through uncertainty with quiet confidence. This harmony is more than balance, it is power. A unified mind perceives truth, a disciplined body acts with precision, and a spirit aligned with purpose radiates strength without effort. Shaolin philosophy teaches that the mastery of self begins here, in the silent reconciliation of thought, movement, and intention. When these elements flow together, the chosen one moves through life like water over stone, adaptable, steady, and unstoppable. Alignment is not a destination, but a continuous practice. Each day, each decision, and each reflection offers a chance to recalibrate, to realign, and to step closer to the clarity and strength that lie within. Emotions are not enemies. They are currents that can either carry the chosen one forward or sweep them into chaos. Shaolin wisdom teaches that mastery begins not by suppressing feelings, but by observing them with calm awareness. Anger, fear, and desire, when untamed, cloud judgment, distort perception, and hide the quiet voice of intuition beneath a storm of impulse. The path of emotional mastery begins in stillness. When a surge of anger rises, the practitioner does not lash out, but breathes deeply, tracing the root of the feeling without judgment. Fear is acknowledged, yet it is not allowed to dictate action. Desire is recognized, yet it is measured against higher purpose. Through this disciplined attention, emotions are transformed from distractions into guides, revealing truths about the self that would otherwise remain hidden. Shaolin practice shows that the body can anchor the mind. Mindful breathing, slow movement, and focused meditation calm the nervous system, creating space for reflection. In that space, the mind can perceive patterns, intentions, and hidden impulses. Each thought and feeling becomes a teacher, offering insight rather than chaos. Over time, this careful cultivation turns reactive energy into deliberate action, instinct into wisdom, and turbulence into clarity. Self-reflection magnifies this effect. At the close of the day, the practitioner reviews moments of emotional turbulence, noting triggers, responses, and lessons. This daily discipline strengthens the inner compass, allowing the chosen one to navigate the world with steadiness and presence. Through emotional mastery, the heart becomes a reservoir of clarity rather than confusion. Strength is not in suppressing the storm, but in learning to sail through it, guided by awareness, discipline, and insight. When emotions are understood and harnessed, they no longer control the chosen one, they illuminate the path toward wisdom, resilience, and quiet power. Every decision, no matter how small, leaves a mark on the path ahead. Shaolin masters teach that life is a series of choices, each one shaping destiny like a brushstroke on a canvas. The chosen ones learn that awareness is the tool that transforms ordinary decisions into acts of mastery, guiding every step with intention rather than habit. Impulses are fleeting. They rush forward without regard for consequence. The untrained mind often follows them blindly, only to encounter obstacles that could have been avoided. Mindful decision-making, however, begins with observation. The practitioner pauses, senses the currents of thought and emotion, and measures the potential ripple of every action. In these moments, clarity emerges, and decisions are made with precision rather than reaction. Shaolin wisdom emphasizes that true action arises from alignment with higher purpose. When the mind, body, and spirit are attuned, choices are no longer distractions or burdens. They become instruments of growth and strength. Each step taken consciously reinforces inner discipline, strengthens intuition, and builds the resilience necessary to face unseen challenges. Even mundane choices carry weight. Words spoken, promises kept or broken, paths taken or avoided, all ripple through life in ways invisible at the moment. The disciplined mind sees these ripples and acts with foresight. The chosen one learns to listen to the subtle signals within, to honor both reason and intuition, and to navigate life guided by awareness rather than impulse. In this practice, awareness is not passive observation, it is active mastery. It turns decision into art, impulse into purpose, and momentary action into lasting influence. By cultivating awareness, the chosen ones ensure that every choice serves their path, strengthens their spirit, and aligns with the deeper currents that shape destiny. Outside forces are constant, subtle, and persistent. Fear whispers, greed tempts, and society pressures every step with invisible weight. The chosen ones learn that surrendering to these currents leads to a life shaped by others, not by inner truth. Shaolin wisdom teaches that mastery begins with turning inward, listening to the quiet guidance that arises when the mind is still and the spirit is attuned. The untrained mind moves like a leaf in the wind, easily swayed by opinion, emotion, or desire. Yet those who practice mindfulness cultivate a shield, a presence that observes without being pulled. By watching thoughts and impulses without attachment, the chosen one discerns the voice of true intuition from the chorus of distraction. Decisions become grounded in internal clarity rather than external influence. History is filled with lessons of those who followed the crowd and lost themselves, and of those who trusted the quiet counsel within and found strength. The path of the chosen is not the easiest, but it is the one that preserves integrity and fosters real power. Each act of resistance to fear, greed, or superficial pressure reinforces self-mastery, training the spirit to remain steady when chaos or temptation arises. Mindfulness strengthens this internal compass. It is practiced in small, consistent ways, pausing before reaction, observing emotion without judgment, and returning attention to what aligns with higher purpose. Over time, this practice builds resilience that no external force can penetrate. In living this way, the chosen ones become like a mountain, steady, rooted, and unshaken. External noise may swirl around, but the internal guidance remains unwavering. Each moment of mindful resistance is a step deeper into mastery, a step closer to the clarity, strength, and quiet power that define those who walk their own path. Before the day ends, the mind must pause and look inward. Reflection is the lantern that illuminates the path already walked, revealing lessons hidden in the ordinary moments. Shaolin masters teach that growth does not come from action alone, but from mindful examination of what has passed, thoughts, words, and deeds observed without judgment. Daily reflection is a disciplined practice. Each evening, the practitioner reviews the day with calm attention, moments of clarity and moments of weakness, successes and failures alike. Every choice, every impulse, every reaction is considered. In this process, patterns emerge. Repeated mistakes are seen not as failure, but as guidance, signs of areas requiring deeper awareness or adjustment. Through reflection, experience transforms into wisdom. The mind learns to connect cause and effect, to understand subtle triggers, and to recognize the consequences of action and inaction. Emotional waves are calmed as insight replaces reaction, and the spirit grows steadier with each moment of honest observation. The Shaolin approach treats reflection not as a task, but as an essential tool of mastery, allowing the disciple to refine both inner and outer life. Reflection also strengthens self-discipline. By reviewing intentions alongside actions, the practitioner holds themselves accountable with compassion, not judgment. The body, mind, and spirit are realigned, ready to meet the next day with heightened clarity and awareness. Subtle weaknesses that might have gone unnoticed are revealed, and strengths are reinforced, cultivating a quiet confidence born from understanding rather than assumption. In this continuous practice, life itself becomes a teacher. Reflection transforms ordinary days into lessons of growth, forging resilience, wisdom, and inner harmony. The chosen ones learn to move forward with presence, ensuring that every action tomorrow is guided by the clarity earned through thoughtful observation today. True strength is not loud, and true power does not boast. The chosen ones learn that influence grows not through force, but through quiet presence, through patience, humility, and unwavering attention to purpose. Shaolin masters teach that calmness is the source of resilience, and that action rooted in stillness carries far greater impact than the loud gestures of ego or pride. Arrogance attracts resistance, aggression breeds conflict. The one who embodies quiet strength moves like water, soft yet unstoppable, gentle yet unyielding. Every word, every step, and every decision flows from discipline and awareness. There is a subtle authority in presence alone, a weight that is felt rather than displayed, and a power that others sense before they even understand it. Patience becomes a weapon, and humility a shield. The chosen ones recognize that mastery is not about dominance, but about harmony with the currents of life. By cultivating calmness in thought and action, they navigate challenges with clarity and confidence, responding with precision rather than reaction. Strength without aggression allows influence to grow naturally. like a tree that spreads its roots deep and quietly, imperceptible yet enduring. This is the essence of the warning carried to the chosen. Your potential impact is real and inevitable, but it must be wielded with care. Impulsive action, prideful words, or uncontrolled energy can scatter the very influence you have cultivated. Quiet strength ensures that your presence shapes outcomes, not through intimidation, but through mastery of self and understanding of the world around you. In embodying this way, the chosen ones move through life as both guardian and guide. Their power is steady, their insight profound, and their influence lasting. By practicing patience, humility, and calm attention, they step fully into the path of mastery, strong, silent, and unstoppable, shaping destiny not with force, but with the quiet certainty of awareness. Awareness, discipline, emotional mastery, and mindful action, these are the pillars that uphold the path of personal mastery. The warning shared today is not only about dangers that come from the outside, but about the quiet vigilance required within. The battles that shape a chosen life are often invisible, fought in thought, in choice, and in attention to the present moment. Every practice, every pause, and every reflection strengthens the mind, sharpens the spirit, and builds resilience. By observing yourself, aligning your actions with purpose, and responding rather than reacting, you turn ordinary days into opportunities for growth. These are the tools that allow the chosen ones to navigate life with clarity, strength, and quiet influence. The path of the chosen one is demanding, yet every moment of mindful attention brings you closer to your highest purpose. Step forward with calm determination and let discipline, reflection, and inner awareness guide each step. The strength cultivated in stillness and self-mastery radiates outward, touching every corner of your life in ways both subtle and profound. Thank you for walking this path with us today. Carry these lessons into your daily life, observe your thoughts, act with intention, and grow stronger with each passing moment. If this message resonates, join our community by subscribing to Shaolin Soulfire. Like, share, and allow the wisdom of awareness and mastery to continue reaching those who are ready to walk this path with purpose and peace.